上星期嘅主日訊息中，亦已解釋過巴黎恐襲事件，包括當中與霍士新聞 （Fox News） 中出現嘅危機演員 Jeannie Watson。有啲人可能仲會認為嗰啲只係新聞部嘅無心之失，但其實 Jeannie Watson 並唔單止於 Fox News 亮相，佢亦有於 ABC 新聞嘅2020時事雜誌中接受訪問。於過程中，新聞台從來冇透露佢嘅藝人身份。整個片段亦都營造出一個普通法國年青人於家中接受訪問嘅模樣，並且大家可以留意一下，當佢以英語回答嘅時候，亦都係刻意扮作帶住法文喉音。
And Jeannie, you know that several people were held hostage inside there for several hours. You know how lucky you are you got out.
I know, and the people who were held there as hostage were people I knew because the person I was with was a friend and she works within the music industry and her friends are the people who work there. And so since escaping, we came back to her place and we've had messages and emails and Facebook messages from people who were trapped in the what do you call it in English? I can't find the word in English. Like the place where you get changed, as an artist.
Right, the dressing rooms. Ginny Watson. Exactly. Ginny, thank you so much for joining us. What a frightening ordeal you managed to survive. Yeah. Thank you for describing it. And obviously to our audience, we want to apologize for some of the colorful language she used. She was obviously in an extremely frightening situation tonight and was very honest in describing it.
Be on a night like tonight, and we can understand why she's still up at 4 a.m. Paris time. Can't imagine anyone in that city sleeping right now.
最令人反胃嘅不單止係佢嘅演技，而係佢嘅母語原本就係英語。佢不但英語流利，甚至出版過英語唱片，但係佢喺新聞報導中扮作唔太識英語，甚至連更衣室 dressing room 都唔識嘅法國人。
Rabbis in space.
Okay.
You got it.
If I can make it there.
Oh my God, you can make it anywhere.
明顯呢個並唔係新聞報導，而係電視台製造出嚟欺騙觀眾嘅娛樂節目。此外，於巴塔克蘭劇院 Bataclan 槍擊案中，除咗 Jeannie Watson 外，越嚟越多危機演員被人揾出嚟，而佢哋嘅身份亦係與新聞界、娛樂圈有關。並且佢哋於私生活當中，除咗充滿咗各種 Freemason 嘅背景之外，佢哋亦非常中意蝙蝠俠。呢個係一個非常有趣嘅現象，就係隱藏住之前主日所提及嘅共同信息。Bat 蝙蝠代表金門與銀門中間天上銀河嘅形狀。
There's a lot of similarities between this and the Aurora, the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises hoax. And one of the main things was the reoccurrence of the Batman symbol throughout the Bataclan attack by these quote-unquote eyewitnesses. And these people seem to be obsessed with the owls and the Batman symbol and skulls and death. Emily, this is pretty interesting. Let's see, here we go. She's apparently an artist. She's one of the few people who's an artist. Most of them are in media, which also is very interesting. We'll get to that. She's an artist with a Moshi. It's her and another person. Here's the Batman taking a prominent role again. We on the street. And here we have what appears to be a religious figure with a whole bunch of stab wounds in the heart, with a snake going in and out of their face. Trying to see what other symbols there are here. Flowers. Pretty weird. And here we have an owl. Innocent looking enough owl. However, if you look a little bit closer, there's a skull right below its beak, and then there's a lot of the patterns are made up of little mini skulls. And if you've ever looked into, there's pretty much every false flag has a whole bunch of owl symbology. Maybe that's a Bohemian Grove reference, or who knows, but it's definitely an occult thing. Jeremy McCod, I guess. Here Jeremy displays a picture of himself with his Eagles of Death Metal photo. I guess the ticket itself is a digital ticket, so it shouldn't be, the ticket stub shouldn't be torn off necessarily. However, I find this very funny because just like at the Aurora Theater shooting, you had what's his name? What was his name? He also, this guy from the Aurora event was also at Sandy Hook. I made a video on this. It was a very interesting topic. It went pretty viral. Stephen Barton, that's what his name was. Stephen Barton also took a picture of his ticket, but just to prove that he was there. And this happened before he went in. I mean, who takes pictures of a movie theater ticket and puts it on Instagram before they go to a movie? Nobody. Anyway, here is Jeremy McFraud holding his ticket. And then Jeremy also has a whole bunch of superhero references and Batman references on his Instagram. That's weird. And then he took a picture of a Batman cup. Of course, Jeremy is also a member of the press. Wouldn't you know it? Like a lot of the people involved in this, they were in media.